What's up, YouTube? Welcome back, traders. This is your boy Ralphdatrader, man, back with another video for you guys. Today's video, you guys, I just want to briefly go over the NASDAQ trade that I took on Free Cash Friday with you guys and just show you guys the reason behind me taking this trade. Okay. Um, Short video, brief explanation of the reason behind me taking the trade on Free Cash Friday. But before we go into the charts, let's go over our three things that markets do. They will break out, pull back, continue to trend, whether we're in a uptrend or a downtrend. Okay. They will break out, fail, and reverse, giving us that false break reversal, or they will stay into a trading range. Now, when it comes to a market standing in trading range, guys, I've noticed that we can also get a daily signal on that previous day, and the market could still go into a trading range. So not all the time that you're going to get a daily signal and have a setup on that next day. The market could give us a daily signal and still go into a range bound market. Okay. So when you understand these three basic concepts, this is nothing but market structure, guys. Markets breakout, pullback trend, markets break out, fail in reverse, or markets stay in a trading range. Keep it simple. When you understand these basic concepts, then you can eliminate a lot of variables that you are doing. Okay, keep it that simple. Now, when it comes to the setups, we know that there's only two. Okay, it's either going to be a buy setup, okay, which is the dump coil pump, or we're either going to have a sell high setup, which is the pump coil dump. Now, for traders that are struggling, I advise you to just trade which one that resonates with you best. Do a pump coil dump sell high setup resonate with you best? If it does, only trade that. Do not look for buys. Only trade that. If a buy setup dump coil pump resonates with you best, only do that. Do not look for sell high setups. Okay. So if you're someone that is struggling, just pick one setup. Okay. Until you have mastered it, and then you can do the other. Okay. Let's go take a look at the charts. Now here you guys, we have the NASDAQ on the 5 minute time frame. Okay, now time frames are irrelevant. Okay, time frames are irrelevant. All right, now when it comes to me and my trading process is simple. Okay, do I have a daily signal? Yes, I'm only trading a New York session. So how is price behaving as it gets to the New York session? Did the market show me a pump? Okay, or did the market show me a dump heading into my session? Okay, that is all I'm looking for. Do I have a daily signal? Highest price behaving before it gets into that New York session? Is it showing me a dump for a pump, or is it showing me a pump for a dump? That is it. So I do not look at the daily. I do not look at the monthly. I do not look at the weekly. I do not look at the 4 hour. And sometimes I don't even look at the 5 minute. I mean the 15 minute time frame. I only stay on the 5 minute time frame sometimes. Now, when it comes to the levels are always the same. Like I always explain in every video, I'm using the previous day's high, the previous day's low, the CP level, weekly highs and weekly lows. And I also use the major round numbers, specifically the double zeros and the 50s. Okay, the top part of the double of the 100 pip box from double zero 75 to 50, we're looking for a sell. From double zero to 25 to 50, we're looking to take a buy. And we're looking for confirmation during our timing window. And we're looking for candles to close back inside of our 20 EMA, which I call the money line. Okay. The 20 EMA is the money line. Now, the daily signals that I look for, you choose whatever ones you want to look for. Me, it's a closing breakout and inside day daily signal. Those are the only two signal days that I'm looking for. Now, let's go over this trade. Now, as you guys can see that there's no daily signal here printed. Okay, using the signal day indicator created by Yannico, you can see that I do not have a closing breakout or inside day signal. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, Ralph, you don't have your daily signal. What made you take this trade on the NASDAQ on Free Cash Friday then? And here's why. On Wednesday, we had a market that closed in breakout. Okay, market that closed above a previous day's high level. Longs are driving the market. Thursday, we had a market that breaks out once again, pulls back. Okay, then it gave a continuation trade, but at the end of the day at 4:55 Eastern Standard Time, when this market closed, the market did not close in breakout or close in as an inside day signal, but this market is still in breakout. Why? because no previous day's low level has been breached. So this market is still in breakout. We still have longs in control of the market. No previous day's low was broken. Market is still in breakout, guys. That is why I took this trade. We're still in breakout. Now, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you guys can see when the new day opened up, we can see that during the Asian session, price proceeded to make higher highs and higher lows. All right, higher highs and higher lows. And then they gave London session traders the pump coil dump setup. Even though it did not breach the previous day's high level, that is okay for me. Some traders, they needed to do that, but I'm just looking for the setup. Get it pump coil dump or dump coil pump. So London session traders were able to get the pump, the coil, and the dump. You had everything lined up for those traders if you was able to take this trade. All right, you had your pump, you had the market confirmed during the timing window, okay, during that timing window, and you also have a candle that closed back inside of that money line for over 100 points. It's simple, pump, coil, dump. Now, the trade that I took happened during the New York session. So, like I said, what's the daily signal? Market closed in breakout. All right. So after that, I'm just looking to see how price is behaving as it approached the New York session. Now, I don't do anything until after 9:30. Okay. I don't do anything until after the open. Okay. So we had major red news out at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. Then they had some medium impact news out at 10. So as you come to the charts and you can see that I have my daily signal. Okay. How's price behaving? Price showed me that it had already dumped down. Okay. I know that the market is in breakout. I know that longs are still driving this market. Okay. It shows a dump. All right. And price proceeds to break structure, putting a higher high. And for you guys that like to look for the higher high on the inside, we had a break of structure because this market was putting in lower lows and lower highs here. Pumps up, give us a break in structure on the 5 minute time frame. All right. So I noticed all of that. Okay. Now, once the New York opens up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, I know I'm not doing anything until after 9:30. I know we're also had major red news out at 9:45. So I will wait until after 9:45 to see how price is behaving during this session, during that 3 hour window. So we can see we have dumped already. The market puts in a higher high. They begin to give us a coil heading into our timing window during that 3 hour session window. New York, the equity hour opens up here. Here's our 9:45 news candle. And as you guys can see that they were failing to close above our closing price level. Then finally at 9:50, it closes above closing price. So I wasn't at the chart at this time, but you had a sweet entry here. Okay. Everything lined up. You had your dump, you had your coil, you waited to after major red news. You got this engulfing candle right at our CP level. Everything is inside of that money line. Okay. That 20 EMA, that money line candles are inside. You had an entry here at 9:55, but I was busy at work, so I was not able to take the entry here. So I waited until the 10 a.m. club. Okay, 10 a.m. club. So 10 a.m. club. All right. 6 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m. That is the 4 hour rotation. That is when the 4 hour rotation happens on the indexes. 6 p.m., 2 a.m., 10 a.m. And then it rotates. 2 p.m., 10 p.m., and so on. All right. So 10 a.m. is the start of a new 4 hour candle. So now, as you guys can see, it gets up into our double zero. Now, what am I waiting on? I want to see the pullback. I want to see the market pull back. So that's what I waited on. I waited on the market to pull back. So we had the break. Okay, it broke out of our closing price level. All right, so closing price was acting as a resistance at first, and now it turns into a support. So I waited until the market pulled back. As this market pulled back, and you can see we pulled right back to our 75 level. All right, it pulled right back to 75. Now, where am I looking to take an entry? I want to take an entry somewhere around double zero. So as this candle here at 10:20 proceeded to break the high of this previous candle, that's when I took my entry, right before the double zero level. Okay, so my trade was like this here. So I took my entry, okay, like that there. So that is what my trade looked like. All right. So I risked 25 points to make 100 points. That's four times my risk. Okay. That is what I'm risking. Okay. So, but everything lined up. All right. We had long driving this market. We had a market that dumped, gave us a higher high coming into our session. They broke down one more time, pulling sideways. We waited until after major red news at 9:45. We got a candle that closed back inside of that money line. All right. And like I said, the first entry could have been here. If you was looking to take this trade. And second entry, you waited to the 10 a.m. club, and then you take your entry. And we can see that this did go about another 30 points, but I was happy with my 100 point move. Okay, so I'm looking for a 100 point move. Okay, that's all I'm really targeting is a 100 point move. You'll be amazed with what you can do with a 100 points. Okay, so that is my trade that I took on Free Cash Friday, guys. It was a simple dump and pump. Okay, that's all it was, a simple dump, and that was it. So, like always, man, work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient, guys, and know that your time will come. Know that your time will come. And be the reason someone smiles today. Okay. Be the reason someone smiles today, you guys. Peace and love. Have a good one.